My first 8 to 10,000 followers, I didn't show my face. When you're treating a patient, you're treating their physical health and their mental health. If you go to the doctor with a broken leg, your leg's still gonna hurt. It's gonna get fixed a couple of weeks down the line. But with dentistry, they come in, you fix that issue straight away.
Do people come up to you saying, "Oh, I want to get into dentistry because of the money," and what do you advise them?
You're not gonna like it. I remember in my first induction lecture, they said in your position there could be 10 other people. Throughout the years that I've been making content, I've realised how much of a difference it actually makes. It is just like waking up to go to school. You are tired, you don't really want to go in. I'll go watch a YouTube video and it's taking up 10 to 15 minutes of my time. On TikTok, a 30-second video will explain everything you need to know. At this time I'm thinking, you know what, I'll take a good like 10 quid, I'll take 20 quid for this video. I asked him how much are you offering, he said 100 quid.
Oh wow.
100 quid at that time, I was thinking, yo. And then the thing is, I remember he sent me the money on the day as well.
Yeah.
In terms of just being a dental student, what would you say the main challenges are that people aren't prepared for?
Dental schools are different, but at the end of the 5 years, everyone's the same dentist. If you have 500, 200, 300 followers, you'll get opportunities from it. If you've got into dental school, it's a big success. If you do this, I promise you'll succeed. It's called.
So Hussein, aka Study Plate, is a 4th year dental student and content creator. He's built a following of over 60,000 followers and 7 million likes on TikTok while studying dentistry and more. Now, when it comes to social media, building a massive community or following, and actually getting paid to make social media content, he's the expert and he's here to show you how to do the same. However, it definitely wasn't easy, and we're going to cover all of this, including the challenges of dental student life, finding that balance, and much, much more. So make sure you stick around.
Hello and welcome to the Young Dentist Podcast, a place for us to ask pioneers at the forefront of change in the dental industry, the questions that you, young dental professionals, want answered. My name's Afif.
And my name's Fahim, and today we've got Hussein, aka Study Play, on. Now, Hussein is massive on TikTok and social media. He's got over 100 million views, over 60,000 followers, and nearly 7 million likes. Now, if you're a dental applicant or you're a dental student, you've probably heard of him. Hussein, how are you, man?
Not bad. I mean, when you put it like that, it makes me seem like this big guy, massive, decently sized.
We have to big you up with it.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, man. How was it getting down here?
It wasn't bad. It was quite a long journey, and I was a bit tired, but I'm fresh now, ready for you.
Ready for business, man. Ready for
Looking forward to
business.
the conversation.
Yeah. Should we start? Right. So, Hussein, why dentistry?
Okay, now this makes me feel like I'm in an interview now.
That's the point.
When I was actually preparing for my interviews, the one thing I picked up on, like, because obviously you learn different parts and you try to learn a script or somewhat to say in your interview. But the one thing I actually picked up on was when you're treating a patient, you're treating their physical health and their mental health. Because with teeth, people are very sensitive about their teeth. If you fix someone's aesthetic, they're happy.
Yeah.
That solves their mental issue. And physical health. Someone comes into a clinic now, they're in pain. You can remove that pain in that one session. If you go to the doctor with a broken leg, your leg's still gonna hurt. It's gonna get fixed a couple of weeks down the line. But with dentistry, they come in, you fix that issue straight away. Yeah. So
now, not for the interview answer, the real answer now. I'm joking, no. Brilliant, because I think a lot of people get into dental school for like many different reasons, right? Some good, some not as good, and I think it affects people when they're kind of going through. You've got like a lot of experience on, especially TikTok, right? You've made a lot of videos helping people get into dental school. What have you found to be like the biggest thing or the biggest question that you keep getting asked about like getting into dental school?
I get asked so many questions like based on dentistry itself.
Yeah.
But one I get asked a lot is like dentistry or medicine. Just because people don't know, they just want to go into healthcare. They just see that it's a good career, it's a stable career, and they want to go into it. Some just feel like the money's good. When fair, the money in dentistry is good.
Yeah.
But the amount of effort, you both know, the amount of effort you put into go into dental school, you could get into LSE to do finance or economics. And that's paying you double straight out of uni.
And do you think, like, because I see a lot of this, and you must see a lot of this on TikTok as well, people kind of posting videos like, oh, the dream life after dental school, and kind of being rich after dentistry. And I don't think it's like, from what I've spoken to dentists and stuff, it's not kind of as much about that. But like, what's your experience in that regard? Like, do people come up to you saying, oh, I want to get into dentistry because of the money, and what do you advise them?
So if someone tells me they want to do it for the money, I'll tell them, like, you're not going to like it. Just because dentistry's hard. I wanted to study dentistry. It's the only thing I wanted to study. I got into uni, and when I'm in uni, I struggle with it. There's times I'm thinking, this degree is just, I'm not cut out for this.
Yeah.
So imagine I didn't like it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in that situation. I'll just hate myself, thinking like, why have I put myself into this situation? But not everyone comes to me and says, oh, I want it for the money. A lot of them, it's got the stigma around, oh, dentistry is a good career. It's a stable career to go into.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to get really top grades to go into it. So they're asking like, what can I do? How do I go into it? What do I do for the UCAT? What do I do for my interviews? Because that guidance isn't provided to you in school, especially in state schools.
Yeah.
They don't know about the process of getting into medical and dental school. My teacher didn't know about the UCAT.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So stuff like that.
And that's one of the main things of getting in.
You need it 100%. Like, so me from a state school, I had to like research that stuff myself, and I feel like people online are in a similar situation to what I was, and they're looking for answers. So they go on TikTok, they find the one person, or they go on social media, they find people that do it. Some people find me, they come and ask me about the process.
I see. That's quite interesting. So you mentioned how your own personal experience from being, not the best school and not given the best information as a child applying. Is that what inspired you to set the Study Plate TikTok channel?
It is one of the reasons, yeah.
All right.
And especially like throughout the years that I've been making content, I've realized how much of a difference it actually makes. Because when applying to dental school, I was watching so many like YouTubers, like even people that are like 1,000 subscribers, 500 subscribers. Like, I'll be seeing all their videos, even on social media, and then just making the content now. I realize how much advice is actually there to give to people, just about normal uni life, accommodation, like what dentistry is actually like as a student, because you see these day in the lives and it's like
Outrageous.
a perfect life.
I call them Dentfluencers. They're just everywhere.
It's just like, that's not it. Like, you wake up in the morning and it is just like waking up to go to school. You are tired, you don't really want to go in, but like, you have to do it, and you do it because it's worth it, and it's your degree. But don't, like, people think it's this perfect life, which I wouldn't say it's a perfect life.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. And I don't regret going down this pathway at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like actually getting into dental school, is the support isn't there for many people. And I think it is a degree that people from different backgrounds are advantaged, and from other backgrounds are disadvantaged in getting into.
I see. And you want to kind of bridge that gap, right?
I don't think my content will bridge that gap that much. But maybe like there's a couple people here and there that would have actually used my content, used my advice, and it was actually useful to them. And they are studying in dental school. And like, results day just went by.
Yeah.
And you get messages from people saying how they got this grade. I remember, like, just off the top of my head, 2 people told me they're going to Leeds for dentistry, and it was because of my content.
Wow. So it's genuine impact you can have there.
Yeah, it's like genuine impact, and you see like on people that maybe they wouldn't have gotten if the content wasn't there.
Yeah.
I see.
Obviously, they put in a lot of effort. Like, they put in majority of the work. They put everything in there. But just the fact that my content is there, and they do use it, they do see it, and it does help them.
I see.
And like, 'cause I get similar, because my TikTok's not on the level as yours just yet, but I see a lot of people that kind of message and they say, yo bro, your content's like sick, it's helped me in this way, helped me in that way, like, and there is a big shift that I'm seeing, especially in the recent years of, and just in general on TikTok, people are searching stuff on TikTok instead of YouTube and on Google and stuff, right? Do you think that TikTok has now become like one of the main sources of information for kind of anyone trying to get into dental school? And like, would you give like a few words of advice to the audience who are trying to get into dental school? How important do you think like watching these short form content is for kind of preparing for UCAT, preparing for interview?
So I think it's better than when I was applying to dental school. Because if I wanted to learn about the UCAT, I want to learn about interview, I'll go watch a YouTube video and it's taking up 10 to 15 minutes of my time. On TikTok, a 30-second video will explain everything you need to know. And I think that's really good because people's attention spans are getting worse. So when they've got a video there for 30 seconds, it explains everything they need to know in that situation, then I think that's what like attracts a lot of people. TikTok, obviously, it is like the fastest growing app in the world. So there's a lot of people on it. And a lot of people do use it as their Google, as you said, just because of how the algorithm works. It just feeds you everything. It's a For You page. It's for you. So it sees what you're seeing, what you like, and it gives you that. So when you are scrolling on TikTok, when you are applying to dental school, at that time you're seeing different videos about the UCAT, seeing different videos about interviews, about A levels, and all of that. Then you start seeing all these dental content creators, all these dentists, and when you start seeing that, you get some advice from them, and you see the lifestyle, and I guess it just helps see it more. I think it's been pushed out more than it was previously.
And I guess here's what I want to kind of move on to here is kind of content creation, because we've spoken about how people can benefit from receiving and watching content, right? I want to talk about kind of more creating content. So what was your kind of journey like? I know we talked about your motivation of getting into content creation. How was it like at the start, right, at the beginning?
Yeah, so I don't think anyone actually knows this, but my first 8 to 10,000 followers, I didn't show my face.
Really?
Wow, okay.
So it was faceless content because I was scared I was going to get judged.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking, if I'm making content and I only have 500 followers, someone I know is going to see it, and they'll be like, oh, this guy, what's he doing? He's a fool. The reason behind starting the page was because I got my A-levels, and I did pretty well in my A-levels. And it was actually quite a big jump from GCSE. You don't see many people going from lower GCSE grades to better A-level grades. And because of that, I was like, this stuff I implemented during my A-level years is so easy in terms of like actually applying that to your work. There's so much work that goes into it, but knowing what to do, a lot of people don't know what to do. Like, they want to revise, they don't know how to revise. So I somehow like learned that through my A-level years, just like by myself, like just like practicing, just seeing different stuff that works.
Yeah.
Trial and error pretty much. But then after that, results day, results go well. I'm like, you know what, I can actually share this to people. Because if I did it before results day, and somehow my results didn't go well, they'd be like, well, what are you talking about? They didn't work for you. So, about a couple of weeks after results day, maybe like a week before dental school started, I made study plate.
Yeah.
And then faceless content
How long was that faceless content for?
for about the first 5 months.
5 months.
I
And
remember I grew quite quickly in the
Quickly,
first
I
5
see.
months, yeah.
And how was it like making that change from actually going and putting your face out there? How was that like? Was that a big step? Because you mentioned how you were
So-
quite scared.
The reason I did it was
Yeah.
because so I didn't have my email in my bio or anything. If any content creators are out there, put your email in your bio. But I didn't have my email out there or anything. I got a DM on Instagram, and there was some guy who was like, this like website, we want you to promote it on your TikTok. And he gave me a script to follow. At this time, I'm thinking, you know what, I'll take a good like 10 quid, I'll take 20 quid for this video. I asked him how much are you offering. He said 100 quid.
Oh wow.
100 quid at that time. I was thinking, yo. And then the thing is, I remember he sent me the money on the day as well.
Yeah.
All
A
right.
lot of the time when I do promos, I get paid about 2 months after.
Yeah.
All right.
But he sent me the money on the day. I was like, £100 in the account, no way.
Is that your first promo
yeah,
as well?
yeah, first promo.
All
And
right.
it was about 10k followers.
Mhm.
So then I had to record it with my face out there.
Yeah.
Because it was a script. And I'd say,
Okay.
that's the first video I made with my
Was it
face.
promotional
in it.
content?
Yeah, it was a promo.
Oh wow.
And this is like talking about 2.5 years ago
Yeah.
now.
100%. And then ever since you've been doing face content.
Yeah, because I was like, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
I just sit there and talk
Yeah.
instead of having to like transition from this to that. But the videos I used to make back then, it would just be me recording. I remember one of my most popular videos.
Yeah.
It has like 1 million views. It was me in bed after like one of our practical sessions. I was in the middle. I was gonna take a nap. I was like, you know what? Let me just record a video quick. I recorded the top of my like ceiling and like half my curtain, and then I just put like YouTubers I used to get a star in chemistry.
All right.
Yeah.
That
And I
popped
put
up.
it on, and that video just blew. And all it was me like half asleep
Yeah.
recording my ceiling. But yeah, another interesting fact about my TikTok actually. I think we'll get on to talking about balancing it with dental
Yeah.
school.
100%.
But I struggled so much from like, so I grew it from September to about October to about 6k followers.
Yeah.
But dental school was just, I couldn't like balance everything. Like every day it was me doing Anki, revising, trying to balance everything. And back then I didn't organize my time well. So I was very burnt out.
Yeah.
And I didn't have time for this little project I had on the side that had 6,000 followers. So I left Study Plate for like 2 months. I didn't post any content on it
All right.
just then. And I was like, I think it got to around just before Christmas holidays. Like, you know what, let me just start posting content again. But yeah, that would have been dead. At that point, Study Plate wouldn't exist.
Oh,
I
right.
wouldn't be here.
Yeah. You wouldn't have had all these
Just
likes.
because I struggled to balance it
Yeah.
with dental school.
So let's talk a bit more about that. We'll talk about the balance of being such a good content creator as well. But in terms of just being a dental student, what would you say the main challenges are that people aren't prepared for?
Now, before we continue, I want to take a minute to thank our sponsor Colgate for making this podcast possible. Colgate is on a mission to support the next generation of dental professionals as they transition from dental school to practice. And they aim to do this through the Colgate Student app. Now, the Colgate Student app is a completely free to use one-stop shop for all dental student education. It contains bite-sized educational content and clips to teach you the skills that you might not have learned in dental school, but that you'll need in real-life practice. The app contains 4 main sections: clinical practice, practice management, having fun, and doing good. It's super easy to use and has something for everyone, no matter which stage in your journey you're at. Now, students and young dentists ask me all the time, Fahim, how do you know what events are happening next? Well, within the student app, there's a specific events section containing exclusive student events, both in person and online, across the country, so you can network your way into those amazing opportunities. All of the content in the app is created by credible sources from across the globe, including the UK's very own University of Manchester, ensuring you have access to world-class support throughout your journey as a young dental professional. Click the link in the description to download the Colgate Student app today. And now, back to the episode.
I think it depends on the dental school you go to. Obviously, at the end of the 5 years, everyone's the same dentist. Everyone comes out with the same qualifications and everything. But dental schools are different. Each dental school is different. They have different timetables. They do practicals at different times. Some are more intense. Some are easier at the start, get more intense. Some are just intense throughout. And it genuinely depends on your school. I think people are not prepared for it to be harder than A-levels. I thought coming from A-levels, dental school would be easier.
Yeah.
It was harder for me, in my opinion. It was harder. I know some people might find it easier, but yeah, that was a bit of a shock to me because online all I saw was dental school's easier than A levels. But that's because, and then you'll see a lot of your friends from school, they don't study dentistry. They'll study different courses, and you'll see the amount of holidays they get, the amount of time off they get. Don't expect a lot of time off at dental school. At Plymouth we get 2 weeks off Christmas, 2 weeks off at Easter, and about 8 weeks off at summer, which is quite similar to the school.
Yeah, it's quite similar to ours as well, and majority of them.
Yeah, majority of dental schools are like that. But my friends, they'll have 4 weeks off at Christmas, have 4 weeks off at Easter, and then they'll have 3 months off at summer. But get used to being in uni quite a lot.
And it's it's worth it in the end. The profession that you're getting into is absolutely worth it, right?
For sure.
And kind of you moved on to dental school now. I want to tie it in with your social media, right? So around this time, you've just started dental school, going into second year or whatever. How was the reception with your peers of you starting and blowing up on social media?
Obviously, first few months of dental school, no one knew what study plate is. No one knew who study plate is.
Yeah.
Because it was faceless. And then I started posting content around 10,000 followers. I remember first time I got recognised, it was just, I think it was outside a lecture or something. Someone from my year group came up to me and said, "I've seen your TikTok, by the way.
Oh,
You got quite a lot of followers." I'm yeah, it's not bad. And then it started picking up because my friends found out about it, and then they followed me, right? So say my friends followed me, and if you follow someone on TikTok, it'll show mutuals.
Yeah.
So their mutuals saw it, and it eventually just spread to the whole year seeing the content.
All right.
By about
yeah.
I think I ended first year of uni on about 15,000 followers.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so within that 10 months, I grew about 16,000 followers.
Yeah.
And at that time, everyone in my year pretty much knew. They didn't have anything against it. They didn't say anything bad.
All right.
I think with before we get on to kind of all the kind of the bad things that come with it and the good things, I do if you've got anything to say to people in the audience who want to start content creation, who want to start a TikTok and Instagram page, but who are scared to kind of put themselves out there, what would you say to them?
I'll say just do it. Genuinely, that's not a Nike advert, by the way. Just go for it. Because if you want, start faceless. I started faceless and it worked out well for me. If you want, stay faceless throughout the whole thing. But it's worth it. It is worth it. Look at the positions it gets you in. And there's people with much less followers than me. You don't have to have 50,000 followers. You don't have to have 100,000, 10,000. You don't have to have... The opportunities come to you with 500 followers. If you have 500, 200, 300 followers, you'll get opportunities from it.
Yeah.
And the one tip, I say this to everyone, and it's the reason that many people don't succeed on social media. And if you do this, I promise you'll succeed. It's called it's consistency. And I tell everyone who asks me, 3 posts a day for a month. If you do 3 posts a day for 1 month, you will see growth, 100%. And I'm talking at least 500 followers. But no one does 3 posts a day for a month.
It's too much. I started with 3 posts a day for my first 2.5 weeks. I saw 200 followers a week. I was getting 200 followers.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And then I stopped. I went on holiday, I stopped, and since then the growth slowed. But I 100% agree. I mean, when I was at 500, 600 followers, I got my first brand deal, right? Now I'm working with big brands in the dental space, in the application space, and that is my main source of income right now is from that, and it's probably a big part of your income as well.
Yeah. Initially, because obviously as you grow, you increase your rates. I was new to this. I don't know how much I should be charging per video, because I was really one of the first people on TikTok doing the dental content. I don't know how much I should charge per video, how long videos are, whatever. Speaking to people in the space, I started charging quite a bit of money for my promos, and that was like initially that was like a big part of my income. Even if I got 1 promo a month, that was like really like that was enough to like set me for the month, set me for like 2 months. And then in this niche, I think this is a really good niche to go into, like the dental education niche. Once you have an audience, don't go into it for the money, don't go into it for this, but once you do grow the audience, you can monetize the audience, and it's quite good. It's quite easy to monetize
100%.
the education niche, especially if you have something to sell, you have a skill to sell or whatever, because for the easiest thing you can sell is tutoring. I don't do tutoring myself, but I have tutors that tutor for me, and I just take commission from that, for example. Or you have products that you can sell. You have Patreon that you can set up for like a monthly subscription. There's so much stuff you can promote and sell for yourself. And also when you start getting brands reaching out to you, you start seeing like what they're selling as well.
Yeah.
And you can somewhat copy it and see like, but obviously time is limited. You don't have that much time. And if you're just doing content itself, the fact that he got a promo at 500 followers is very impressive. And it just shows you like 500 followers. A lot of people watching this have 500 followers on Instagram. And it's just their friends. I don't know who has 500 friends, but still, they have 500 followers. And imagine converting that to TikTok. All you're doing is posting your face, talking. You're getting paid. And the money you get paid from social media is enough to like keep you going through as a student.
100%.
Interesting. So you mentioned there, you know, saying the advantages and the bright side of social media. I assume it's not all sunshine and rainbow. So talk to me a bit more about the disadvantages and any hate or backlash you might have got off the back of, you know, your social media.
Yeah. Thankfully, the niche I'm in and the niche we're in is quite a good niche. Everyone's looking to learn from each other. And all the encounters I've had in person, I'm sure we'll get on to in-person encounters, but the encounters I've had in person have been completely fine. But that's probably the reason they've approached me is probably because they've liked me. Online is very rare to have negative feedback in this niche, but I'll say that the main like hate, let's call it that, I get is COVID grades, because I got my A-levels in 2021. Like, how are you telling me when you got your grades given to you? Which, I mean, fair enough, I understand it, but if I didn't have COVID, I would have got 3 stars instead of 2 stars on A.
Wasn't there a bit of controversy recently on TikTok? Or those people making videos about your A-levels and stuff?
So the thing is, because of results day, people are stressed. I make a lot of content about results day, and it's just the educational needs. People don't like seeing results day on their TikTok.
Reminders of
let's say they're on TikTok scrolling, they're trying to have a laugh, and then results day comes with their heart drops, and I'm the one telling them. So they're not a fan of that. But yeah, other than that, I think the hate is minimal.
That's good.
But
I mean, because I've seen a lot of people who are saying, study plays helped me a lot. And then I just scroll and see videos. I'm so glad I don't have to see this guy on my TikTok ever again. I'll pass my A-levels, nothing more. But
one guy made a video. He blamed me because he got like an E. Like, what wasn't my fault?
Should have revised more, man.
He called you out because he got an E.
Yeah, he was like, in my mocks, I was getting all A's. And then in my actual A-level, I got an E.
That's because of you.
I was like, what?
Outrageous. So, Hussein, you mentioned there briefly, you kind of alluded to it, balancing the end of school when you got burnt out and all these things. So 3 videos a day sounds insane. How have you been able to manage that? And what have you had to sacrifice in order to grow?
the honest truth is I haven't been able to manage it.
Mhm.
My goal is 3 videos a day, but I go to uni and there's genuine weeks that I upload maybe 7 videos the whole week. That's 1 video a day, maybe even less, like 5 videos the whole week, just because I, like, especially last year, I'll come back from clinic and I'll be so tired. I just want to lay in bed and I just don't want to record. And what I do is I record my videos the night before, so I post it today.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm busy today, I don't have to sit down and record. I can just post it after we're done with this or whatever, after I'm done with clinic.
Yeah.
But it's just, sleep is very important at uni.
Yeah.
A lot of time I am sacrificing my sleep
All right.
to make these videos, and then I'm tired. And when you're tired, your mood's down. You're not performing to the best of your abilities and whatever you're doing. So managing like my sleep and making content and friends, like actually going out with friends, like spending time with your flatmates or whatever, revising. Because when I'm at uni, I prioritize uni. I prioritize my degree because I'm not trying to fail my exams for my TikTok. Like if it came to TikTok or uni,
It's
I'm
clear,
picking
yeah.
uni. I'm picking my degree. But that's why when it's summer, Easter, Christmas, I go at TikTok heavy, and I see majority of my growth Christmas,
In the holiday.
Easter, summer.
I see.
But at uni, I do try 3 videos a day, and people that are gonna try to do it is sacrificing spending time with friends,
Yeah.
sleep mostly, but it's not sacrificing too much time if you're just making regular TikTok content, because it is just putting the phone down and recording.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad, but yeah, it does get eventually when you're doing too much, you are sacrificing a bit of time.
And I think you touched on something important there, which I want to kind of delve into a bit, which is that as dental students, right, you look around and everyone else in dental school is doing so well and they've got this project and they've got that project. But no one really talks about kind of what that brings, the sacrifices, as you've mentioned. But also, I feel like there's some sort of, there's a lot of competition at dental school. What's your take on that?
100% agree. I think you're putting a lot of successful people into one environment, because if you've got into dental school, it's a big success. In my eyes, it's a big success if you got in, and you've got all these like competitive people, successful people, all in one area. And I find in some areas it may become toxic. From my personal experience, at my own uni, I've not experienced any toxicity, but I think it may become. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But when you've got this many people, everyone wants to be number one, and there's only one number one.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of competition. But I also think another aspect of that is you see yourself comparing to other people, and comparing is just not good. It's not good for your mental health.
Yeah.
And when you compare yourself to someone more successful, or you see, like, let's say I get 60% on the exam, someone else gets 70%. I'm thinking, like, what did they do differently to me?
Yeah.
What I might have put in more work than them. Or you see, oh, he's got this many followers on TikTok, he's making X amount of money, and I'm not doing it. Like,
yeah,
it's just you see a lot of comparing between people when there is a competitive like spirit around them, because when you're competitive, you're looking at the people around you, and when you're comparing yourself, I mean, that's within a lot of dental students, it can put them down, and it's something I've experienced myself, where it does put you down when you compare yourself to people around you, and you're like, why can't I be like that?
Has it ever been like that for you? I mean, you mentioned that it's kind of almost touched you. Was it kind of like you're focusing on your TikTok and you think, okay, I'm not putting as much time into the exams, I'm still doing well, but I could be doing so much better? Is that kind of what you were experiencing?
Not really. I'll say I was putting a lot of time into my... The thing was, I was putting a lot of time into my exams, and I wasn't seeing the results I wanted.
Yeah.
Still, thankfully, I'm happy I passed. I still passed my exams, but that's the thing. Like, in first year, I'll be happy with passing an exam. Now I want to get a high score in an exam. So it's just like, the pass is there. So why am I not happy with the pass? When you want to aim for something high, or even with TikTok, it's like, I'm posting this content, or why is that not getting views?
Yeah.
Why is that person getting this many views? Why are they getting this many followers, and I'm not? And then that's like comparing yourself, when really what you've got there is something really good. But because you're comparing to something else, it's just it makes that not seem that great.
We lose perspective, I think. And if there's anything that you could tell kind of dental students or anyone who kind of kicking themselves over not doing any better, what kind of would you advise them to be content and the fact that they're still going at it and doing well?
I'll say the position that you're in is a position that so many other students wanted. when we first started dental school, I remember in my first induction lecture, they said, in your position, there could be 10 other people. In my exact position, there could be 10 other people. Meaning you're 1 in 10, 1 in 11 people that are there.
Yeah.
There's, you're 10%. There's 90% of other people out there that fail to get the opportunity that you have right now.
Wow.
And you're sat there not enjoying it, or like not content with what you have. And I think, yeah, stuff doesn't go to plan. You do fail exams. Another thing in dental school, be prepared to fail exams. You come from A's and A stars to quite hard exams, especially the practicals. But yeah, be content with what you have, because a lot of people would kill to have what you have.
Yeah.
I see. That's quite an interesting take on it. So, say I must ask you, going on from that, what does success look like for you?
Now that's a question I probably ask myself as well quite a lot. I'm thinking, what is success? Because right now, maybe I want to succeed at dental school. I want to get top grades, be able to do all the practicals, be able to do very well on clinic, have a lot of followers, make a lot of money, whatever. But there's been times as well when I've had like months where I've made a lot of money. Honestly, like I don't really care. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And I really think success is just making it to a place where whatever you do and whatever you earn out of it makes you happy, or like makes you content with what you have. So let's say you make $3,000 a month as a graduate or whatever, but that $3,000 a month is like, I'm happy with that. I have my own apartment, I have my own car. Like, that's success. I think having freedom to do what you want to do and what you enjoy to do is success.
Yeah, and I think it's all about putting it into perspective as well, because, and this is something that I think about regularly as well, is that there's so many people, as you mentioned, would die to be in your position, but not even that, not even a dental student, right? We're sitting here in this room, being able to have this conversation, right? We're not worrying about, okay, what our next meal is, what we're going to do tomorrow. So it's all about kind of having gratitude, and I feel like that's helped me a lot myself with these things in dental school as well.
Yeah, but genuinely one time, like, I opened the fridge in our house, and there was so much food in it. Because I remember I was thinking, yo, I want a snack, and I opened it up and I was thinking, there's nothing here to eat. But then the whole fridge was full, and ever since that day, whenever I pray, I don't even ask for anything. I just say, thank you for everything you've given to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And genuinely, ever since I've been praying like that and giving money to charity, my success in terms of like money and followers or whatever, and even the performances at dental school have all gone up.
Yeah.
Ever since then, of just being thankful for what you've got, because whoever's listening to this, even you guys sat here, you're in a much better position compared to a lot of people out there. Like, because I remember first year of dental school, I was struggling a lot with like content and practicals, but then you have the dental therapists and hygienist students who at Plymouth, they do the same course as us in the first year.
Yeah.
They're mature students, so 32, 33. She's a mum. So she's balancing her child and what I'm doing at the same time.
Wow.
And she's managing all that, and I'm struggling. I'm complaining about having to just do that by myself. There was someone else who had cancer as well, and was a mum in our first year. And she was balancing it with dental school as well. So when you look at stuff like that, you're like, yeah, it's okay to feel sorry for yourself, but just be thankful for what you have. Don't victimize yourself, because you're in a much better position compared to other people.
100%.
Yeah, I think it's also, like Fahim said earlier, it's very easy to lose that perspective and get disillusioned or get out of touch with what your reality is, and how it's like not only people in this country, but people around the world as well. You know, lots of conflicts happening. So yeah, it's definitely a tough time to be alive.
Yeah, 100%, man. And I think one more thing that we want to ask you is, what does the future look like for you, for Hussein, for Study Play? What is the future like?
I have this like ideal future in my head, but it probably won't go ahead. But the future is really just graduating dental school, hopefully passing every year first time.
Yeah.
Because it is quite, I won't say common, but you can fail a year at dental school. My ideal specialty at the moment is orthodontics. Orthodontics is very hard to get into.
Yeah.
I've spoken to like dental professionals, obviously at different conferences, like the BDSA conference, where there have been orthodontists, and speaking to them, it doesn't seem like it's doable, but it is something on the cards there for me. If not, I do still want to like work on my own dental skills. Dentistry is a lot of practice, and I do want to be a good dentist. I do want my patients to go out of the appointment thinking, yeah, he was good, he did, he knows what he's doing. And so I want to practice my dental skills. I want to be a good dentist, and I don't know how long study plate is going to last for. I don't know if it will be happening when I am a dentist. But hopefully whatever it does come to is good. It's helped a lot of students already, and hopefully it helps more students.
I mean, if you could give 2 messages to the camera, one to people who are applying to dental school, who want to get into dentistry, and then one to fellow dental students, what would those messages be?
The first one would be for the fellow dental students. You're very lucky to be in the position that you are right now. Be happy for it. Be nice, because there's been places I've gone and people have like asked me what university I go to, and when I mentioned my university, they said, ain't great. But be nice, be thankful for where you are. Genuinely, you're a very small percentage of people to be there. So try your hardest, get through it, and you will get through it. It is hard, but you will get through it. For the aspiring dental students, a lot of you may not get into dentistry, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I know a lot of people, when they don't get into medical or dental school, they think it's the end of the world. That's the only career they could have. It's not. There's so many different pathways to it. There's so many other careers. Whatever happens for a reason. But yeah, good luck with your process.
Oh, thank you. Words of wisdom, right?
Yeah,
Thank you,
100% words to live by. Well, anyway, thank you, Hussein. And thank you all for listening. It's been a pleasure. This has been The Young Dentist, and we'll see you next time.